then, Blades, Man Mountain here to take you through your pre-match Bristol City encounter under the lights of beautiful downtown Bramble Lane. Quick turnaround for this one, Jim, so you're going to have to get editing, mate, nice and quickly. So yeah, we welcome the Robins to Bramble Lane. I've just really got the blood pumping now because I've just watched the highlights of the previous game on the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November, Blades fans, because it was a memorable night down in Bristol. Long way to go. Away fans earning their credibility there by going all the way down to watch, but it was worth it because we saw a few things happen that night. The game ended 2-1 to Sheffield United. Michael Cooper gave away a penalty.
What?
I'm not sure if we're allowed to mention that, but yeah, tucked away by top scorer Anis Mehmeti, who has now got 12 goals for the season, so he's going to be a primary threat for them in this game. We saw Ryan One leap like a salmon
Home from the sea
and get that goal, jumping about 3 feet in the air to head past the goalkeeper. And then finally, in the dying seconds, Harrison Burrows.
Oh, it's bobbling. Harmer. Burrows! Get in! Yes! Get in! Come on!
With an amazing goal, which sent us home, everyone home happy, made that journey half as long, I'm sure, for the travelling Blades fans. But they arrive in good folly, do Bristol City. They are currently 7th in the league. This is a game that is not on our desired list, okay? Anyone going for the playoffs or fighting for their life at the bottom, we've said we'd like to avoid, but we have got exactly that. We've got a team who are trying to get themselves into the playoffs, and they're in good position to do so, in 7th position. Liam Manning, their manager, likes to play a 3-4-3 formation. So yeah, quite unique, I suppose. And the team which started at the weekend, which they're set, or the prediction is that they're going to go with the same lineup. Max O'Leary in goal, George Tanner, Rob Dickey and Zach Viner. Mark Sykes, Jason Knight and Max Bird in the middle with Cameron Pring on the left. Scott Twine, their primary threat, by the way, with 5 goals, 6 assists so far this season and their highest rated player. Sinclair Armstrong, 3 goals in centre forward. And then off the left-hand side, 33 games this year for Mehmeti, 12 goals. He's going to be a big threat for them and scored that penalty against us in the last game. So Bristol arrive really handily placed in the league. They're currently in 7th position, only 2 points off West Brom. They've got 53 points currently, West Brom on 55. And then Coventry City sat on just 3 points ahead in 5th position. So they're part of that band of about 7 or 8 teams, all the way down to those who can't be named down in 13th place, and they're only 5 points ahead of those. So it's a real tight division at the moment, which they're a part of, a real cluster. They'll be looking to carry on a decent run, so they arrive in good form. They've drawn 1-1 at home to Hull. Okay, Hull scored a really good goal early. João Pedro then got sent off straight away, and then it was just Bristol apparently peppering Hull with their 10 men for the full game. They've had other good results recently. So they beat Millwall 2-0 away, which is no mean feat, as we know. They beat Middlesbrough at home, another good result for a team that's definitely going to be in and around them towards the end. They drew 1-1 away at Cardiff. They've beaten Stoke 2-0. And then the last one that they lost 6 games ago was Swansea at home. They lost 1-0 to them. So a little bit mixed, but actually, if you look at it, 2 draws and 3 wins in their last 5. They arrive used to collecting some points. Now, Sheffield United, obviously, with our record, only having lost to Leeds for quite some time now. You'd expect Sheffield United, obviously, will start this game as favourites, with it being on home turf. They're not as good away from home as they are at home, like most teams in this division, having played 18 games and won only 4 of them. Okay, that's a pretty miserable 22% win percentage. They've drawn 8 games and they've lost 6. So they do draw quite a few away matches, okay, but they don't win many at all on 22%. So it is there for the taking. Our recent history of these guys, I did say this the other day, I've always thought we had a decent record against Bristol. I couldn't really remember the last time that we'd lost. So in the last 20, United have won 13, drawn 2, and then just lost just 5. So the history is with us. Does it mean they won't be after revenge? Of course, but they're playing for their they're playing for the playoffs, and I think that season expectations, if they made it into the playoffs, it would be an amazing season for Bristol City. They're a really, really hard-working team, really honest team as well, and they haven't really got any big names. Nike Welsh you might recognise from Bradford days and from the past as a decent forward in the Football League. He's out injured at the moment, and they don't expect him to be fit for this particular game. But they do have goals in the side. So, like I mentioned, Scott Twine has 5 goals this season and 6 assists, so he's going to be a dangerous player for them. Jason Knight in the centre, he's got 3 goals. He plays in every game for them in the centre and is highly thought of and well rated amongst their supporters. Rob Dickey, the centre half's a really solid player as well. And on the left hand side, Anis Mehmeti with his 12 goals, obviously scored that penalty against United in the last game. The will pose us threat. There's no specific thing that I think we need to be really, really worried about, but they're a hard working side, and obviously being 7th in the league, they are definitely not going to be mugs this lot. So we've got to make sure that we are bang at it, and if we are, I feel like the victory is there for us to take. People have been a bit dissatisfied with our performances recently, but the business end of the season, it's got to be all about results. And I know that not necessarily the performance haven't matched the results this season, but when you've won 2/3 of your games, if someone said to our supporters at the start of the season, oh yeah, you're going to play 36 and you're going to win 24 of them, I think we might have been satisfied.
I think promotion is genuinely considered good news.
That's happy days as far as I'm concerned, and I think that we don't need to think that we're going to dominate every game. I don't think we're going to dominate this from start to finish, but if our key players turn up, we should be taking the 3 points. Now, how will United line up? This is a bit of a tricky one. We feel like there's a team that kind of picks itself for Sheffield United at the minute in terms of the back 4 and the 2 and the 3 and the 1. The first choice being Tyrese Campbell at the top of the pitch, followed by O'Hare, Hamer on the left, probably Brereton Diaz on the right hand side, Peck and Sousa in the middle when everybody's fit, and then people would like to see Siriki, but I think they're managing his minutes at the moment. It's been Chowdhury recently who's been preferred there, and Nell and Robbo still keeping Rob Holding out the team, which I know Jimmy's not entirely happy about. Harrison Burrows has to be our left back, and then Super Cooper obviously in goal. Now, I think that there will be some rotation in this game. It's very hard to call because I believe that what I've just said to you is our best team, and ideally, without all things being equal, that would be the team based on the form of the players at the moment. I think personally he's going to rest either Gustavo Hamer or Callum O'Hare. I think he's going to rest one of those. I think he's going to start Jezrak Saki on the right hand side, and I think he'll put Brereton Diaz on the left hand side, and I also believe he might rest Tyrese Campbell and bring him on off the bench if you want, and start with Tom Cannon potentially in this game. I really wouldn't be surprised as well if Sousa was injured and he came off at half time, that he might plumb for Chowdhury in the centre. With that in mind, he may go for Holding at centre half and push Arma Hodzic out to the right hand side, because I still think he's trying to manage Femi Siriki's minutes. It may be that Siriki's fit and comes in. I too would like to see, like Jimmy, I'd like to see Rob Holding come into the centre of defence. He's got a lot to offer. You can tell he's a really calm head at the back there. And I think if it means shuffling Ahmed Hodzic out to the right hand side, that might not be a bad thing. Might free up Burrows on the other side, because they might split into a 3 and play like that, because they have got obviously 3 forwards, or it looks like they're going to play with 3 forwards. So it may transpire that way. I think it's all about whether Femi Siriki's fit or not. Could be the decider on this one. Wilder did say that he thought that Robinson was outstanding in his press conference. Jimmy had a few things to say about his performance, wasn't really overly enthusiastic about it, but I have to kind of agree with him a little bit. I think that Rob Holding needs an opportunity to come and play, because I think we might need him towards the end of the season, and I think obviously I'd like to see him get 90 minutes because he's been brought in for a reason, and the pedigree that he's got means that I think he should be playing. So how do I think this game's going to go for Sheffield United? Well, I'm going to go back to the Three Mardy Blades and their predictions. Jimmy went for a 2-1 win in this one. That feels like a decent shout to me at this point. Dave the Nose,
He really knows.
He got the last one absolutely bob on with a 1-0 win. So he's at the top of our leaderboard already because he picked the right score there. So well done, Dave. But he went for 3-1 in this one, so he's expecting a few goals from Sheffield United in this game. I personally went for 2-0 on this one, so I'm hopeful that Cooper can keep us a clean sheet and we can grab a couple of goals. Like I said about the game in the week, I'm really hopeful that we can get something done nice and early and that we can put this game to bed. I know it was quite a nervous game for us on the weekend, but I'd like to think that there's going to be some games coming up, Unitedites, that we're going to be able to sit and relax and enjoy a little bit more. I know how nervous it is, but like we said, we've seen out so many by the odd goal this season. And I have faith in our defensive work. I don't think Preston really looked like scoring. I know they hit the post, and I know that was a bit of a surprise really in the game. But I think Sheffield United should be confident about seeing out an odd goal victory if you want. Let us know in the comments what you think about what the score's going to be. Let us know if you've enjoyed it, Blades. I will catch up with you soon on the other side, ready for a trip to the Swillsborough. Okay, see you later, guys.
Let's go! Let's go!
This is the view from the mountain with a heart.